someone also asked me if you can quick shift a cruiser. And yes, you can. I guess you can quick shift anything as long as it has a throttle and a shift lever. But I've done it on this bike. And for those of you that don't know, it's quick shifting is upshifting through the gears without using the manual clutch lever. All you got to do is when you actually have the throttle open, you can put pressure on your clutch lever and it will not go into gear. The moment you let go of close the throttle, you can actually, without having to pull in the clutch, you can lift that gear up into you can upshift. And so obviously it's for racing or going really fast where you don't want to waste time on your shifting, but I really don't see a need for it on a bike like this. Or maybe I'm just not good enough at it, because it's pretty clunky when I did it. But to answer your question, yes, it can be done. And if you want to try it again, maybe I'll, when I get on a little bit of stretch of open road, I'll demonstrate it. But it's a lot easier than I thought it would be. So that is quick shifting. I know someone had wanted to know. Now, granted, this isn't, I mean, I don't know where this fits. Kawasaki lists this Vulcan S as a cruiser bike, and by all means, I mean, it feels like it and it looks like it. I got my feet forward. I'm in a very comfortable seated position. But it's not a V-twin. And it's not a inline 4 either. It's a parallel twin. So what defines a cruiser? Is it the engine? Is it the seating position? So here, I'll show you. I'm not going to do the clutch. There. And all I did was put pressure on the gear lever and release the throttle, and I can pop that up in the gear. So there you go. I know some people have seen YouTube videos of people on sport bikes rowing through the gears without touching the clutch, and they're like, how in the world are they doing that? Well, there you go. They're quick shifting. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Class is dismissed. The one thing that I'm getting spoiled with is definitely the slipper clutch on this Kawasaki. Now, I think a lot of the Kawasaki's have the slipper clutch. Man, it is so nice, especially when it comes to downshifting. It just makes downshifting so smooth, which I know can be a hairy thing on bikes when you have when you get up in the revs and the back tire spinning out and whatnot. But on this bike, it just so nice. And everyone who rides this bike tells me the same thing, that the clutch is so sweet. So I don't know, you know, sometimes to appreciate what you have, you need to have something that doesn't work as well. But this being my first real bike purchase, I guess I'm getting spoiled. Interestingly enough, not that I'm a brand snob and not that I believe Kawasaki is better than Yamaha or Honda, but you know, I guess it's kind of the law, that law of first purchase. Since my first bike was a Kawasaki, and since I've had such a great experience with it, most likely my next bike's purchase will be a Kawasaki. I was looking at some dual sport bikes. There's a lot of off-highway trails here in Reading. And what am I looking at? I'm looking at Kawasaki. So whatever their branding department did, it's working. A lot of people are like, oh, get a Honda, get an XR, they're bulletproof. And I'm like, I'm sure they are. But I guess Kawasaki has kind of spoiled me. And now that's kind of the bike that I'm looking for. And even for a super sport, it's definitely the 636, the ZX6R. That's definitely, I think, when that time comes for me to get a super sport bike. Trust me, I'm not a brand snob. I mean, I drive a Ford Explorer. I had a Mazda before that, a Honda before that. I mean, but definitely when I think of bikes, and maybe that is just because Kawasaki does such a great job. I'm not sure, but oh, shoot. I think they're blocking off because they know there's going to be a lot of traffic. And they don't like when people park in front of their storefront, which is... Hey, I get that.